Hey guys, Vilisink. This is Infinite Magicraid, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the first champion, the first Lego or Legend champion that I used, which is Asindo. This is the champion that was vital to, maybe not vital, but very instrumental in my progression through dungeons, through campaign, through pretty much all areas of the game. She was the person that did my damage, took out the waves. Yeah, just until this day, she does the same thing. I've now introduced Reeves, so we've got some support. Her and Reeves, and Reeves is catching up with the damage, but his kit is very much different. And Asindo, just want to kind of shine a bit of light on her because she is pretty much fantastic. So take a look at her skill set. I'll show you her gear, which she's had that gear for a while. I'm not going to say it is the way to gear her, but it's the gear I've been using. I'm thinking about changing the build on her. Some champions have a guide button that will show you how to build. I think it's like attack or speed and effect hit for her. I kind of focused a little bit on crit stats and some attack, to be quite honest. I just wanted her to hit because it was very early on. Obviously, she was the first Lego. I think Dario was maybe the second. So she was kind of like the power output. She does turn meter, control, and AoE damage, and she currently is 5-star awakened. She's a support champion, believe it or not, a support champion that does a shitload of damage. A red mark and eternal sect member. So let's take a look at kind of what she does. So psychological torture. I like the name of that move. Never actually checked out the names, but psychological. I like the sound of it. Deals 200% attack damage to a single enemy. The 40% chance goes up to 80% chance to inflict silence for one turn. Reduces the target's turn meter by 15% instead if the target is in silence status already. Silence can't use any active skills, which is quite nice. The A1 for me, again, I went pure damage. I haven't necessarily focused on the silence. It gets used. I notice people get silenced and they don't take a turn, but I can still do respectable damage, and her damage output is the reason I've been able to kind of get to where I am. So I like the A1. Riddle is her A2. Deals 300% attack damage to a single enemy. Again, inflicts silence for one turn, meaning they can't take a turn, which is extremely cool. The 300% attack damage, if you add on after her book value is added on, is 420% attack damage, which is a lot of damage. If she crits, she can crit for easy six figures, no problem whatsoever, and this is extremely strong. The fact that you can add on 120% attack damage is actually quite crazy. That's the A2. The passive skill is Mastery of Chaos. Let's just read this out. Increases Asindo's turn meter by 5% and restores her HP by 1.2 of max HP whenever an enemy target is inflicted with a control effect. And so silence would be a control effect because you're controlling them. And I've actually just learned it because I've used her for pretty much damage the whole way rather than for the silence, but it is a control effect. I'll have to check her emblems randomly because I was adding some on. Yeah, that's a decent enough. The elimination orb though is This is the money maker that can basically one-shot waves. And it's the reason, again, along with Reeves, as a new introduction, sees the reason campaign got done so quick, and like Space Temples very early on got done. She's the reason dungeons have progressed. She's the reason I'm doing some events and tournaments. It's all thanks to Asindo. And it's 200% attack damage to all enemies, so an AoE attack. It goes to 240 attack damage with a 75% chance to inflict silence, basically just to stop folks taking a turn. Afterwards, reduces their turn meters by 10% and self gains one more action turn. So this is insanely strong. This will one-shot a wave, speaking from experience, or it will one-shot a lot of the wave, 2 or 3 members of that wave, and then she goes to riddle, and then she one-shots somebody else with that. She is very, very capable of destroying waves if you don't build her for support and you focus on. Because that's just what I chose to do. So when I started, obviously I'm going to need some damage, because I know as I go from common to hard to nightmare, the HP and the defense of my enemies and their skill sets, they kind of change. Maybe not the skill sets, but the ways to defeat them change. And in the early stages, it was just pure damage, and I brute forced my way through using her champion. So for a support champion that is basically controlling turn meter, she can do a hell of a lot of damage. So she is, as you see, fully booked out. The first Lego that I fully booked out. She is awakened to max level. We do not have exclusives. Exclusives could be quite cool though. Increases self-turn meter by 30% of the beginning of each wave. So at the beginning of each wave, she'll get a really, really massive turn meter boost, which is quite cool. The exclusive 2 is for Riddle. Steals the target's turn meter by 20%, or all turn meter if their turn meter is below 20%. Which absolutely can disrupt an enemy wave with their setup, how they want to apply debuffs or attack and whatnot. The 3 is if the target has been under silence status when Asindo inflicts silence on them, silence changes to freeze for 1 turn, which could be extremely cool. Level 4, level 5 increases speed by 50. Auras, we're not really farming that yet because I believe we'll have to clear 1210. But emblems, I've been putting some of them on, and so where we've got for damage under control status, which I believe I want to take, because silence, if it goes to freeze, is a control thing. So this is kind of what I went with. I basically just went for the crit enhancement, because I do want her to crit when she hits. The bills will change and so forth. Gear will get better. And this is obviously, you can change this and you can buy as much scrolls as you need for gems, or emblems, what we want to call them. But this is not really the correct way to do it, but it's just how I've done it. So after that, we also went to when HP is full, she can do more damage. So at the start of her turn, she will kick some behind. When attacking a target with a shield, 12% extra damage. Practice makes perfect. We've got the last stand, just because I've seen that one. Maybe we should have went arrogant, to be fair, but it can be changed. Strength build up when she has a buff. I do use some people that will buff, so that's cool. Happy I got that one. We now have of life with targets less than 50% HP, and I may also go for that one there rather than let's see, the last one I chose was crit damage. To increase, I believe if I go this one might be good for Reeves. And here we've just effect resistance and damage reflect, just to reflect some of that damage back. Just to keep her alive, because she, for a support champion, I think is kinda base, like glass cannon-y in a way. So we have gear that has to be changed. I've been farming a lot more artifacts, so this will change. And I only equipped it because I got a very small bit of attack rate, crit damage, and it was a crit rate ring. I now have, as you see, 5-star, 4-star. So I've progressed, thanks to Reeves also just kind of backing up Asindo. So that will change. I'll show you the gear anyway. It is going to change, but it might give you just gives you an idea of what was equipped at the time. I put this on purely because it has some crit rate, and it was an attack item, so I wanted to pump her attack. This item's here. She is from Nameless Brotherhood, so she can get one of these. And it might just have to be maybe the, I don't know, HP one. They're both kinda, that one's good, but not necessarily for her. We'll see. But I'm farming, trying to farm more to increase her stats. Same with her gear. It's 3-star at the moment. Just some crit stats on the gear realistically with attack. Again, crit rate doubled up on it. This is the gear she's had for quite some time, so there's a lot of room for enhancement. But she's got me basically to where my account is with the gear she has, with a support team around her. Boots attack rate, HP, and the accessories, crit damage set, crit rate set, yeah, attack rate 5.3, and effect hit, which is 3.0, which is not that bad. And that's pretty much how I've been using her. If I change her up, however, the effect hit might come into it. I quite like the fact that we get this details here. Speed and effect hit. I quite like the fact that we can look at this and it tells us, you know, what everything means, and it tells us recommendations on how to build that champions. But yeah, I'm now, like, if I go to campaign for a second, we're on 10-10 because the boss is kinda kills us. But again, it's very close to completing Nightmare. Arena we do quite well. I'll do it now and again. I'm not necessarily like mad about Arena, but I come in and I think I'll lose on defense. But if I attack, then yeah, I don't lose. Let's see, advanced arena's the same. I just threw teams in. One team to work, the other two teams just to fill a space, but we have all of the victories there. Asindo being in the main team. Gold Arena, as it is registered for the Gold Arena, yeah, it doesn't matter. And I think that kind of covers it, to be fair. And she's also the picture in my profile, because why would I not have her picture? She's my first Lego champion. The first champion I really committed a lot of resources to. The champion that is in all of my teams, pretty much. There isn't really a team without Asindo. Even Reeves, who has been coming up the ranks, is in the same team as. So it's Reeves, Asindo, I believe it's Maya, Eden, and Liz. So a lot of support around some damage, and we just kind of nuke people. But that's how I've used Asindo so far. That's the emblems that she has. She's booked. That's the gear. The gear is going to be changed. But that's the gear I've been using so far. And I've had a lot of success with it. So if you have Asindo, if you've used her, why not stick a comment. Tell me how you gear her and whatnot. The builds will change, and also Reeves, I would like to potentially do something on him also, because I'm finding out that he's just truly a fantastic champion. But that's all I'm going to do for just now. That's Asindo, my first level 5 awakened champion that I pretty much maxed out. Who was your first champion and how did you build them? Let me know in the comments. And as always, I'll see you next time.